that worked out way better than I thought it would. Oh, what's up, everybody? it's the Bass and Bruce podcast, your weekly distraction from quality podcasts. We've got Timu Paul here tonight. The one and only Dave the Intern, Wolf of Walmart, has returned to the show. And he is dressed as Paul. It is he still looks like he needs to put on another 200 pounds. But I'm
the wish.com version. You know, you can't pay, you pay by the pound.
You pay by the pound. Oh shit, that caught me off guard. Fuck, that worked. Like I knew you were gonna do it, obviously. You fucking nailed it though. Even the hee ha man. Yeah. All right, everybody. We've got Dave the Intern here. Before we get to, he's got a lot of explaining to do since he was an intern on this show. He's been making moves around the fishing scene. But before we get to that, I want to remind everybody you can support the show if you'd like. If you don't want to, I don't really fucking care either way. But the only way for you to have access to Last Call with Alex and Paul, the live Patreon show, is to join our Patreon. If you're listening to this now, you've missed OG pricing. The new updated pricing is on the website. All you OG producers are locked in at the rate that you signed up as. And Last Call is fun. It's once a month, first Friday of the month normally. Me and Paul, we're going to sit down with you guys, and we live chat bullshit. And a big fun thing that we started is win Paul's shit. So everybody knows I promised Paul these crankbaits like a year ago. Well, I fucking never sent them. Like, we know that. Yeah. But you know what? I think it's better if I send them to you guys. And with some more random shit from Paul's garage. So every month we're going to do a live, spin of the wheel. We actually have exciting news. Shout out to Ramon Outdoors and some other folks on the Discord. So we're trying to figure out how many baits to send people a month, right? So the idea came up of getting one of those stupid fucking little spinny wheels, right?
Yeah.
And put like 1, 2, and 3, right? So we're going to spin it, and whoever wins is going to get 1, 2, or 3 baits. But then the other stuff is going to be punishments that me and Paul have to do before we spin again. So yes. I thought it was going to be like light punishments, like, 5-second beer chug, or no, it's shit like have Paul live stream a punt in the middle of his neighborhood, which we're working on the logistics of that.
Oh, yes.
One of them is me shaving, the Vanilla Ice cut in the eyebrow. Like, people got really fucking mean. Or live calling a Jersey pizzeria and asking for an extra pineapple pizza to hear their reaction. So,
yes, dude.
We're probably going to start off a little tame in September. I mean, you guys, it's already September, but the September edition of Last Call will be a little more tame, but we're going to build on this. It's going to be a good time. And then also, if you're a Patreon member, you get first crack at merch. You get input on merch, and generally just to be an awesome fucking person. So make sure you head over to patreon.com/Bass and Bruce.
I was going to say, what's the Patreon? But what's the merch? We getting merch, or what's going on?
Yeah, we're working on it. We got a little something that I'm trying to work on. It's been a busy summer, so a lot of that got pushed to the end, but we're hoping to have something hopefully by the holidays. Dude, and I think what we decided on was a hat, a koozie, and a t-shirt.
Perfect. Put me down for all three. Not even a
sweet. Yep.
Also, I'm still missing my Bass and Bruce sticker that I was supposed to get.
Fucking join the club, man. Yeah, listen, don't worry. I have all month to send out these crankbaits, but you will be getting. I know I'm in charge of sending them out, and I don't have the greatest track history, but they will be sent out. I'm excited to give out Paul's shit because I think it's amazing because he wanted these so bad. At one point, he was offering to like just Venmo me large amounts of cash to pay for the shipping, which was not a problem, but to just pay for my time to drive. And a lot of times I didn't even have to drive because like Amanda works at the post office and he just gave her.
Throw it on her dashboard in the morning,
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Awesome.
Yep. Didn't do it. They're still right next to me.
Are they still in the little bags that you get?
As we're sitting here, we've got like a Dogma 100, a Crush 50S, a Crush 250.
I love those 50Ss, like the silent ones. I don't know what it is. They get bit though. I like it.
That's exactly what that is. So a lot of these are going to be to start out with is 6 cents baits, just because I have 4 years of their 6 cents bag. We've also got Movement L, a Swank 77. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, that Swank looks good too. Look at that thing.
Dude, yes, dude. The Swank's gnarly, dude.
So if you do win, I'll probably ask whatever they want. And if I have it in here, I will try to.
Oh my gosh. Just make a list on the website so people can choose and watch Paul and just check it off as you give them away. And just
that would be
Paul
amazing. That's even fucking better. Yes. Yes. And then in the future, I'm also going to reach out to some bait companies to see if they want to sponsor a month, do a giveaway packet. That wouldn't be Paul's shit. That would be like an extra one. And there'd probably be some work involved for you brewskis to like do some stupid human tricks to win some prizes. So,
yes. Or you could just ask them to send you and Paul packages, but then send Paul's package to you, and then you just send that out. So you're still giving away Paul's shit.
That's the move right there. Yeah. Actually put Paul's name on the package. You just put my address.
Yes, dude.
Yes. And then tonight I'm drinking. I guess people wanted to hear this more. I don't know. Paul said that last week. This is called Record on Replay from the Seed Brewery in Atlantic City. They're dope as shit. It's a double IPA with 6.5 alcohols. So it's a very hazy. It's hard to describe an IPA without sounding like a complete fucking douchebag, but it's hazy with the Centralia hops. So what do you got over there, intern?
I got me Cock and Bull. It is a ginger beer. It has got a peppery aftertaste, and I love it. I don't care what people say. They can talk smack all they want about me drinking Cock and Bull or whatever. I don't care. I think it's delicious. So
listen,
when my beard comes off, I will be drinking it.
I've seen you slurp down many a cock and balls, and nobody should make fun of you for that. You are very vigilant and tender about it. So
it's California. We get down, I guess. I don't know.
All right. So if you guys don't know, we had Dave, the intern, on the show probably almost a year ago, right? Was it almost a year ago? Almost, holy shit. Yeah. So Dave made a name for himself in the Bass and Brews universe by making low effort, funny as shit fucking memes. Which I feel like is like I remember when we got our first meme, I think it was Hambone, way back in the day. It was still in the Motel 6 Chronicles. And I was like, oh shit, Paul, we made it. Somebody made a meme about our show. So Dave took it to a personal level because you could tell he listens to the whole episodes because, and I know you've been busy this summer, but I used to give little shout outs through it of like, Dave, make this. And then it'd be like that Friday. It'd be like, all right, this is what I got from the episode. You give me a whole list. Yeah. So.
Yep. Hopefully I can get back on that once everything kind of settles down a little bit. You know, it definitely won't be a summer to fall thing, but you know me, I try and do what I can whenever I can, you know?
Absolutely.
So
and you killed it and you've been great since then. What have you been up to?
Dude, well, everything and nothing at the same time. Man, I'm about to take this beard off because
take the beard off.
Yeah.
Take the beard off. He said it's like 104 in Cali today. Oh my God, the schnoz. Oh, and I think you got a new camera. Holy shit, you're blind. I just saw like the reflection through it. Holy cow.
Oh yeah, dude. I got Coke bottles, bro. It's terrible. Oh man. Yeah, I got that wig for like a 70s party. And of course I took it off. Look at it. I can't even put it back on. I had to like tuck
Paul
it
doesn't, so he doesn't even know what's going on. He'll have to listen to the first.
Here we go.
I'm not going back and listening to shit. How's everything? Hold on, let me check all my settings because I just signed in. My daddy called me like 5 minutes before we were supposed to start. I hadn't talked to him in a while, so I had to catch up with the old man.
Well,
none of my shit's set up.
Anyways, hopefully you can hear us. He was Timu Paul.
Check. There we go.
There it is. Hey, Paul, he was you.
Timu Paul.
There we go.
There we go. My shit's right.
He did the intro for you. It sounded exactly like you. Look at that beard. It's almost exactly like yours. He killed it.
Oh my God, we're recording. I didn't know we were recording. Yeah. That looks like my dick and balls are hairier than that.
Oh God, that's not.
His face is so sweaty. I can see your sweaty face,
bro. I was cooking under that thing, dude. Hopefully,
y'all started without me. Y'all suck. Yeah. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you just fine. Can you hear us?
Huh?
Can you hear us?
I don't know what you're saying. You're speaking
Exactly.
California.
All right, cool. Yeah. All right. Can y'all hear
Hey.
that thing? Yeah, there you go.
I see your mustache. You're going the handlebars of the mustache a little bit farther down than you used to.
Yeah.
But your left one is shorter than your right one and thinner. So did you fuck that up shaving? Did you mess it up shaving, or is that just natural?
No, that's weird
growth?
how it grows, dude. I love it because I can't grow hair here, so this is where the hair stops growing. Gotcha. This one is just a little bit thinner, so I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'll own it.
Quick cut, quick shaving it, it'll grow.
Yeah, well, I tried shaving. Yeah, it's fun. Anywho, so
I've on a mustache ride. I've on a mustache ride.
It's a lopsided ride. You'll slide off one side, but it's still fun.
Do you ever go to your wife and be like, who wants a mustache ride? Super Troopers, who wants a mustache ride?
Yes, all the time. It never
and
works.
that's why he's in the garage.
Sitting here in the garage boiling,
You need to get you the portable air conditioner that I have.
I got a little fan over here, and let me know if the mic picks it up because I try and keep it not pointed towards the mic.
No, you've upgraded since the last time you were on, even though I can't hear you. You're a little low. You need to turn up your volume right here on my side at least.
The hair on your side? Let's see. Is that better?
I love the live. The live.
I think you need to get a little bit closer to your mic. I think you need to get a little bit closer. Nope, that didn't help. Yeah. Anyway, we're doing good. We're just trying to make sure you're set up for, the exciting news that you have coming, and your audio's good, because there's nothing worse than a podcast with terrible audio. Ask our listeners from like 2 of the last 4 we've done since my shit ate the bed in those, and it was a clusterfuck. And especially on the night Alex wasn't here, and we had like 6 guests on, and Drunkwood had to run the podcast, and I'm very proud of him. He did a wonderful job. He saved that podcast.
I texted him right after him, bro, you killed it. Paul sucks. I'm just kidding. I did say he killed it though. Yeah, no, that microphone drove me nuts. I thought it was my car speakers, and then I put it in my headphones, and I thought it was like my Bluetooth connection. I was like, heaven forbid it be the mic on the podcast. And so no,
I had quite a few people texting me saying your audio was bad, and I said, yeah, I know. How bad was it? And they were like 6 or 7 times it sounded like you were squeezing out wet farts. And I was like, fudge. Yeah. And it was because I spilt that White Claw Surge on my computer, and it fried my when you have a Mac, you got to have a dongle to connect everything to, which is good, because if I had a shitty PC, it would have fried the whole computer, but luckily only my dongle got fried.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. And so
Dave, has anybody ever told you have very pretty teeth?
Thank you.
Does your wife ever just like lick them and be like, I love your teeth? Because if I was your wife, I would definitely, like, when we tongue kissed, I would definitely be like, close your mouth and open your lips. I'd just like to lick your your teeth. They're beautiful. Well, are they natural, or did you have to get braces and implants?
No braces. I do have implants, but they're molars. I got a boot to the side of the head.
Do you have your wisdom teeth in?
No.
Man, you have pretty teeth.
Thank you. They grew in like this. Yeah, I win. I guess it's good genetics. No, I'm not going to answer your question when it comes to my wife because, I don't think that needs explaining. She's my wife. She better be licking my teeth on a regular basis or else we got problems.
She's not licking your fucking teeth.
You've got 2 kids. Dave. Your wife ain't licking a goddamn thing anymore.
She's licking her fingers when she started making sourdough, dude, from scratch. It's awesome. It's delicious. I have fresh sourdough every day.
I'm an artisanal sourdough baker myself. I'm very knowledgeable in sourdough. Did you not know
learning.
this?
She's no, I didn't, but I'm learning. She's talking about the starter stuff, and like she got to feed the starter 1-to-1. So when the starter gets really thick, she has to start a second jar, and it's awesome because then we get 2 or 3 loaves of sourdough a day.
Hey, give your wife my cell phone number, and her and I'll talk about starters and bread and
absolutely not, but
all that stuff.
No, bad idea.
She's got the neighbors and her friends. It's fine. She doesn't need another friend. No new friends at our house. It's good.
Hey, I mean, I text with Mandy at least once a day.
That's between you
it's
and
blocked.
Amanda.
I don't know who he's actually texting.
Actually, I do her like I do my friend that's a Target store manager, and when I can't find shit at the Target store or they don't have it, I'd text her and be like, "Hey, can you like tell this Target store to start carrying this? They didn't have Cheese Whiz. I was really upset about that one." I'll text her sometimes when I can't find stuff I know they do have and ask her what aisle it's on. And she's in South Carolina. Like, she has no fucking clue what our Target does. So, yeah.
You do that with the mail? With a mail?
Yeah.
Well, I don't, because y'all still hadn't given me her cell phone number. That was a lie earlier.
Yeah. Well, I figured that, or else you'd have his crankbaits by now, one of the two, you know.
No. I'm never getting those crankbaits. And regardless of what Alex says with these winaways, since we can't say the G-away word, with these winaways, Alex, look, there are people that are probably still waiting for stickers from the first year Alex did this podcast that he never got. So anybody that's listening that
you're gonna get
part of our Patreon member, you're not going to get those crankbaits. Nobody is. They're never going to see water. And 40 years from now, they're going to be collector's items that Alex has in there worth probably 4 times as much as what they're worth right now.
It's my retirement
because
plan.
He never sent them. But the problem is he's got them down there in the basement, and the humidity and the New Jersey heat is going to make them all the packages fall apart. So all the crankbaits are going to be stuck together and rusted. And then they're not going to be worth shit.
It's like
hey, Dad, I need money for college. I got these crankbaits, you see.
Yeah. Hey, go take this crankbait to the bank. Deposit it. All right.
Hey,
well,
you can find that glitch
known.
like people found with Chase Bank.
Oh, you fucking dum-dums. It's just check fraud.
Wow. Yeah.
All right.
They want their money back in their account because they withdrew the money that they had. They're an idiot.
All right, Paul, you made it known. All right, Dave, what have you been up to?
I did it better. Oh man. So when we last talked, I was stay-at-home daddy, and it was awesome. Brand new baby. I got to spend that time. I'll never get that back, which is, or not never get it back, but I'll never be able to forget that kind of stuff. It's pretty cool. So my wife was.
Oh yeah. Not you're like, I'll never get that time back. It fucking sucked. So much time wasted.
Totally. I mean, diapers. No. It was great. My wife, she finished out her time at school at being a teacher. Finished out the required time that she needed to pay off the insurance and stuff. And she went ahead and then she left teaching, and so she's done teaching, and it was my turn to pick up the reins. And so I started a handyman business, and well, I started as an inspector, and I was doing inspections, and I noticed more that we needed a handyman business. So sorry about that. So I started a handyman business I got a handyman license and all that stuff. And I started doing that, and it turned out to be fruitful. So I started a maintenance business, cause I had enough, property management companies that were willing to use me as a handyman. So I started a maintenance contract with them. So I have a maintenance business and a handyman business. And,
nice.
Yeah. So I've been burning the candle at both ends pretty heavy doing that. And then fishing, and I don't get to fish as much, but since last we talked, I did get a kayak.
Yep.
Now behind me. Because I was telling you guys, I got a Bonafide RVR.
We talked about that's the one you were looking to go drive and pick up, I think, last time we talked.
Yep.
Yeah.
You were in negotiations.
So when we talked on the episode, I said eventually in a year I want this, and it literally came upon like the next day. It was on Facebook.
Bass and Brews luck.
Yeah, and so I was like, hey, I got the Bass and Brews luck. I went out, I picked it up, I talked to the guy, he gave me I can't really say it, but he gave me a really good deal on it. And dude, I got a kayak, and I just immediately it's so scary getting in water still, like, because I'm not a swimmer. I'm not big on I sink, like I swim like a stone. So to be over the water was like really scary. So I started by flipping it and getting used to it and getting myself in the water, whether I liked it or not. A good PFD and a homie with me, and dude, it just became. It's like it changed my fishing. It completely changed my fishing. It changed all the body of waters that I ever touched before. I get a whole new access to them, and dude, my fear of water is still there, but it's not nearly as extreme as it used to be.
Hey, quick side note, because I got a text this week from somebody, past guest, and we used to have the Bass and Brews curse. People came on here, tournament anglers came on here, and they had terrible tournaments after they came on here. and we had Russ Snyder's on, and he reversed that curse.
He did.
Which that was a good one to have on to reverse the curse.
Oh, absolutely.
And I got a text from our good buddy Tyler Ward, who thinks Brooks and Dunn is hype music. And he says, "Hey, man," and I'm going from memory right here, so it's not a true quote. But he says, "Hey, man, I know y'all talk about the Bass and Brews curse, but ever since I've been on, I've had some really good finishes, top 10 finishes. And and we've had a couple more. I can't remember them right off the top of my head. But I feel like the Bass and Brews curse has been lifted thanks to Russ Snyder's. So. And we've got people doing good in tournaments. We got folks over here, finding great deals on kayaks.
Yeah.
Alex, this is good news for us. People don't have to be scared to come on Bass and Brews anymore.
No. In fact, ever since I've been on Bass and Brews, my life, both fishing on and off the water, has just been increasingly getting better.
Well, can you send that my way, because mine has been kind of a shit show since I ever started this podcast.
Yeah, no shit, right?
Oh, okay, so
I am down 14 and a half pounds.
I was going to talk about that at the end.
Okay. We'll wait for the end.
No. You've already mentioned it. So you're down. This is 2 weeks in.
No. We're a month in. This is
a month
fourth week.
Okay.
I'm down almost 15. We'll say 14 and a half.
Okay.
This past week I've been averaging about 3 a week. This week was 2 and a half, somewhere in there.
So you were at 12 last week.
I was at 12 last week, so I'm still making progress. I'm right at that 260 mark. I know from having lost weight previously, like this is a little bit of hurdle. So I've got 4 weeks of eating and figuring out all my shit. Now I just got to dial in, what worked the best and stick to that. But mainly it's eggs, chicken, and cabbage. I do mix in some red meat and some stuff like that, but I haven't
like smoked bologna.
Yeah, but that was awesome.
That was for a wedding.
That.
Oh my God, dude, that shit was awesome. I'll tell you what, I only ate that one half sandwich that I posted that spilled on my shirt in the first bite. But smoked bologna, y'all need to message me about smoked bologna. It will change your life, because it's not like fried bologna or the bullshit, people think bologna, blah, blah, blah. When you smoke it like that and sauce it up and char the edges, it is life-changing. The wedding we were at had mostly people not from the South, and they ate that shit so fast it was gone in 20 minutes. So it was delicious. But anyway, on the red meat,
look, cracked every plumbing line on the way out. Yeah,
yeah. I'm doing a low carb. It's not no carb. I'll still eat a little bit of fruit.
Oh, okay.
But
so
all my carb
keto.
It's more of a keto, not a carnivore. It's more keto. All of my carbs come from. I do eat low carb tortillas, low carb bread. I eat a lot of leafy greens, shit like that, but I'm just trying to, I'm going to be done here in like 30 seconds.
Okay.
You need the fiber. Fiber is the most important thing that you can get. I just cut out all the bad grains. I love rice. I'll eat fucking rice and nothing but rice.
Talked about it last week.
Sauce on it. Yep.
Do you drink coffee?
Oh yeah, I drink coffee every morning.
Have you done the bulletproof coffee? Yes.
I have before, but I don't right now because it'll fuck up my stomach. Like it's too much that early in the morning. Yeah. I drink a cup and a half of coffee every morning. I don't finish the whole thing, but that's what I make. But yeah, coffee. And even then, I stop drinking it before I go fishing. Not because it makes me have to go duke, but because I'll get, just a little bit of indigestion, a little bit of that, makes you swell up a little bit. But
what the fuck did you just call it? Duke?
Duke.
Sounds like my 1-year-old.
Me, Paul. I go Duke.
Dada, Duke.
I Duke.
But I've started when I go fishing. I try not to drink that coffee.
You don't want to go
easier. Yeah, I know. Well, but that's the thing. I cut out all those grains and I don't have to duke as much. And when I do go duke, it's like one good solid turd and I'm done. I don't have to wipe 500 times and I don't have, an itchy asshole 2 hours into the morning.
Oh, we got to make that a sticker with Paul's face and it just says Mr. Duke.
But anyway, for those of you that want to lose weight, you don't have to do some dumb shit. Just get your fiber in. You don't have to go no carb. I'm not about that. You can go low carb. Just cut the grains out. If you want some bread or you want tortilla or some bullshit like that, Hey, and the other thing, if you need something sweet, I'm telling you right now, dates. But get dates that don't have added sugar in them. I did not know this, and I learned it here recently over the last 4 or 6 months, somewhere in there. Dates, something about dried dates do not spike your insulin. You don't get a blood sugar spike. So you can eat, if you need a little sweet tooth during the day or at night, eat your 2 or 3 dried dates. Doesn't spike your blood sugar. For most people, you have to check this to make sure it works for you. But
yeah, don't take any medical advice from the Jabber Hammer at all.
All medical advice shared on Bass and Brews podcast is from my experience only, and we're all different people.
And mind you, he has to do a weight loss journey right now, so don't take any health advice at fucking all.
Hey,
this
I'm
man
doing
smoked
good.
a bologna.
I have gone on at least 5 weight loss journeys since I've been on this podcast.
Yes.
And I get 2 weeks in and I fuck it all up.
Yep.
I'm at a point now, I'm over that first initial hump. I got to get through this next month. My goal was 30 pounds in 3 months. So we have about 15 and a half pounds to go in the next, I'd say 7 weeks.
Hey, normally I do this and you listen to it, but hey, Dave, can we get a meme of it says before and it's Paul's head on one of those ladies from My 600-Pound Life? And then it says
not the
after,
one that just got, not the one that just got caught with drugs.
Like full fat, and then after shot is Paul's face on Mama June. So still fat, just not as fat.
Hey,
if we can have those with the title Jabber Hammer's weight loss journey.
Mama June did all that, but she never got her skin tucked. She just rolled
Floppy
with losing
skin,
weight
bro.
and being floppy. Yeah, I love it.
I think I'd rather be fat at that point, honestly, if I had that much floppy skin.
I don't know. You've never been fat, Alex. So
I know.
You have no say in this. You don't know what you would want until you get to be. I mean, you're equivalent to me. My heaviest was 275 not too long ago. I'm 6'1". I held the weight good. Like I don't have loose fat. I have the worst fat, the one that builds up around your belly and your organs that give you heart problems.
Yeah.
If you ever get to like 250, Alex, you'll know what I mean. But if you go back and look at some older episodes when Alex is still in the Coast Guard and look at him now, you can tell this motherfucker is pudgying up. He's got puffy.
No, this summer I cut. I did. I think I got my heaviest ever. In that year that I got out, I gained, like I got to my heaviest at 195, and now I'm back down to 170.
You still look puffy though.
Well, good.
No, I think it's the beard.
Thanks, that and it's like get home and get comfortable. Like,
oh yeah,
you've been trying to,
dog.
Yeah, you've been trying to stay in shape and do this stuff for so long.
No,
get home, get
no,
comfortable.
It had nothing to do with staying in shape. It's because I didn't have a car in California and had a bicycle, and I really liked. And
you
I
had
really
a bicycle in Oakland. You're
dude.
Ripping, bro. You have balls.
Dude. Every Saturday, I would ride my bike all the way to Berkeley, and then I'd hit 11 breweries from Berkeley all the way through Oakland. And then about 7, 8 o'clock, I'd be blitzed and have to walk that bitch the last mile because I was going to crash, because that did happen a couple times.
But Alex, talk about your stress and anxiety that whole first year after you got out. You know, you and I talked about this a little bit.
Yeah. Super stressed, man.
But how was that?
Super stressed.
It was a complete change in the life that you had for 20 years. And there's nothing worse than fucking stress for making people gain weight. I mean, it makes people lose weight too, but for the most part,
gain and lose weight.
No, mine was gain weight, drinking a whole bunch, because I had like a, it was weird, it was like a loss of a part of me. I had to kind of find myself, and I still am, like I do. I won't pull it off right now, the hat, but like I've been playing this Russian roulette with my fucking hair to see what sticks, because it was 20 years of having, a number 2 on top, a number 1 on the sides, like the same fucking haircut.
She said.
So now I've gotten to like, I tried to do the Brad Pitt from Fury deal, and then right now,
the slick backing over,
the one that makes me look kind of racist, because that haircut looks, every dude looked kind of racist. Actually, that was recent, so now it's even longer. So I think my hair comes down to like here now on top.
So you gotta let the wings grow out, is what you got to do now.
Well, right now it's gelled up. I had to go to work and I threw a hat on. It's still gross and jelly. But yeah, normally if you guys look carefully, yeah, the wings will pop out of the sides. I look like Scales and Tails Media a lot of the times.
Good guy.
I tried to, adventures with facial hair. I tried to grow a really long beard and then I didn't like it. And then trying to find the right length for it. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's all these things. And I was super stressed. And now coming up this October, I came home 2 years ago this October, which is fucking nuts. Like it's fucking sunshine and fucking daisies over here at the Castaway household. It's fucking awesome. I'm happy being out. Yeah.
So,
anyways, I'm
speaking of
happy
which,
being out. Yeah.
I'd love to talk to you more about that specific, maybe sometime around October, November. That'd be super cool. Cause
sounds good.
Like we're saying, back to me, Paul.
Yep. Back to that. It's all about the fucking intern.
Let me try to throw some love towards Alex for the first time in forever. And you want to take over and talk about you. Well, whatever, buddy. It's your podcast. Go ahead.
No. So I got like I said, my life got really good, and I got offered an opportunity to start a podcast on top of a few other things in fishing, which is really kind of weird at first because I was like, every mom, pop, sister, brother, they have podcasts. Like,
yep.
I'm not really trying to do another podcast. I have podcasts that I love listening to. I don't have anything to add to that, but I started thinking about it, and I talked to them about like, hey, am I allowed to do whatever I want? And it was Brad and Matt over at the Catch podcast that gave me this opportunity. And they said, yeah, dude, whatever you want. So I kind of explained to them, like, there's a lot of things that I hear in podcasts, a lot of things that I hear all over that are just like little Easter eggs or small portions of somebody, of who they are as a person. And then it moves on to the fishing or the accolades or this, that, or the other. So the idea is like, I'm really interested in people and who they are and like everything about them, including, I'm actually trying to interview somebody's wife right now to be like, dude, when he comes home from a tournament, he's had a horrible day. Like, is the dog getting kicked, or is he just as cool as he is on the computer and on the YouTube?
See,
you know, and
I'm trying to do the same thing with your wife and Brett, and you won't let me have that opportunity. I would say that you were letting her miss out a great opportunity for a home bread maker to interview her and talk to her about beating bread.
The loaf, that's what your podcast is going to be called. No, so I came up with this idea. It's going to be called The Whole Angler. So it's basically people, just people. There's going to be fishing. There's going to be guys in fishing. I actually have a trauma therapist lined up to talk about not necessarily trauma based, but there's techniques that you can learn in trauma therapy, such as breathing techniques. So she's going to focus on breathing and exercise techniques to get you back into the flow state. Like, you know, that day where you're out on the water and you could throw a log in the water and they're going to bite it and you're going to reel them in. You just got that confidence going. You know, it's the technique, and you know, it's the bite. You have it dialed, the pattern dialed down to like a T, and you're just on top of it. That's what they call the flow state, when you are just in this motion where it's almost second nature to keep going. And it's just a confidence exuding out of you. He's going to talk about how to, when you are faced with a problem at work, faced with a problem on the water, faced with like issues at hand, how to get back into that flow state by stopping and taking 10 seconds to like breathe and move, do a couple exercise, a couple small movements, and start recentering and restructuring your brain and your focus to where you can get back into that confidence level, get back on top of fish, get back on top of work, get back on top of whatever. And then he also introduced me to another lady who teaches veterans. She's a neuroscientist and she teaches veterans how to fly fish. So she's going to talk about the benefits of being out on the water and fishing and how it combats PTSD and the ways to use fishing to combat PTSD instead of using it as an escape, using it more as a mental reset, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, it's really going to be boring for most people, but it's stuff that I'm super interested in, you know? So
I think this is such a great idea. And what's crazy is that I said, hey, Dave, we'd like to have you on. We'd like to have you have a show maybe once a month. And he was like, listen, I'm not your fucking intern, boss. I got my own shit. So he moved out of network. I see how it is. No, I'm just joking. Just joking. It sounds really cool. I dig it.
Yeah, thanks, man.
It's dialing into the mindset aspect of fishing is what it sounds like.
Basically, yeah. And some episodes are just going to be not just the mindset of fishing, but who the person is, the stuff they've gone through in life, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't want to hear, I started fishing when I was 10, and then I jumped into these tournaments and this and the other. I'm like, dude, how did you find fishing, bro? Like, you didn't wake up, you weren't born with a rod in your hand. Like, what was life like? What put you on the water? You know,
I was.
Well, yeah, some people come out holding the spinning rod, but not me. And I'm more interested in who they are as people in their lives, you know. So I
think my only concern with this whole project is we've talked about some really cool guests, and I don't want you to snipe those guests for your own show and leave us hanging, because if you guys don't know, Dave the Intern has he has an extensive Rolodex of skateboarders, and some of them fish, and there's a couple that are like really big anglers to the point where they were putting like Tatsu fishing flash art on their like pro model boards, and it was fucking dope as shit. So yeah, hopefully that doesn't dry up, Dave the Intern.
It won't dry up.
No, I'm just joking. I know.
I got nothing to say to those dudes. That's all you. Yeah, no.
Dudes.
Yeah, fuck those guys. He hates skaters. Paul hates
Creature
skaters.
fucking sucks.
I do not hate skaters. I just don't know nothing about that skater life. I don't hate them. I'm just ignorant.
No,
I'm ignorant.
Dave knows this guy, Paul, and it's what is it? Dave Grever. I always mess up his last name.
David Gravett.
There we go.
Like I said, I met him a few times. My buddy knows him. Those two are like, get the buddy to hook it up. But this guy like legitimately like fishes in Montana, and it's fly fishing. I won't hold that against him, but like we're talking from a dude who like puts his body on the line all day for work, basically. Like he's a fucking gnarly. He skates for Creature, who they're like my favorite team because they're all a bunch of like crusty punk heads and metal heads who nothing super technical, but it's like balls out no matter what it is, right? So I think it'd be cool as shit to have somebody like that on. Yeah, no shit. Yeah. Yeah, those dudes just huck. It's awesome. No, I'm still working on that. I'm talking to my buddy trying to get that all worked out.
Good. I pay all that. I pay you all that money.
That's the job of an intern, bro. We working.
Listen, you had the longest summer internship. It was about a year.
Yes. No.
Yeah.
So, anyways, fast forwarding moving off from that, I was gonna say, Paul, before you rudely interrupted to care about Alex.
It's my job.
Don't care on this show. You know?
It's my job.
Why are you so quiet? What happened?
I know. He's sleepy.
I'm listening.
Okay.
You're gonna get that. You're gonna get that.
Yeah, here we go. We're gonna get that Paul, the silent Paul. Oh God, here we go.
Second worst episode ever.
Definitely. No, so I've been jumping into a couple of fishing derbies. That is really fun. Paul, I was talking with somebody else the other day, and I understand your point of view when it comes to fishing in tournaments, dude. Like, there's something about catching a fish in a tournament versus catching a fish on a Tuesday. Mm-hmm. There's just so much more satisfaction out of it. Like, there's so much more behind it. Like, your adrenaline's going like so much harder when you actually pull that fish in, it lands in the net. You're like, oh, dude, this is going on the board, and it stays on the board long enough to take the photo. It's like the most important part. But dude, it is a blast, I will say. Now, I did fish with Andy on that last tournament that we went fishing, and Andy had a really terrible day because it's a slot limit of 12 to 17-inch fish for that Jigs and Bigs tournament. And Andy was the 11 3/4 inch master. He caught so many fish that were 11 3/4. He finally got himself like what looked to be a 16, like it was a beautiful fish. He's pulling it out. He's screaming, and I'm like, yeah. And there's this mom and her son that came pulling up next to me, like on a paddleboard, and they're like, oh, he caught a fish. I'm like, yeah, he caught a good one. And then you just hear the longest, loudest string of slurs you've ever heard. Like he was. And the mom just goes, oh, and I'm like, I think he lost the fish. And she like turns and paddles away with her kid, dude. Fish jumped off the board right as he was getting ready to take a photo, dude. No count. Yeah.
Hey, Paul, have we ever covered this? Like, are there rules specifically? Like, you fish, what's the trail you fish again, Paul?
I fish CCKF and CKA here in the Raleigh area.
All right. So in their rules, is a paddle boat specifically like not allowed?
You mean a pedal boat, like the ones you rent and pedal around like a
Yeah,
bicycle?
like what stops me from going to Sharon Harris with your club and I'm pedaling a Swan fucking pedal boat
with the big
I
wheels?
do not know
Exactly.
the rules specifically, but yeah, pedal boats and canoes. Canoes are allowed. Pedal boats, I don't think are allowed.
Why not? It's the same thing as having a
Dude,
Hobie.
I don't know. I didn't write the fucking rules.
Do they
Don't ask
specifically
me.
say swan-shaped pedal boat?
I just said earlier, I do not know the
I gotcha.
specifics.
All right,
of the
sassy
rules,
Passy.
but I do not think that pedal boats are an accepted boat
Watercraft.
form in our tournaments.
Okay.
It is, kayak, canoe type boats. So
All right, I got
would
an
say,
idea.
I would say elongated
Yeah.
type boats. I mean,
So-
I don't know. Don't listen to me because I have not read rules because I'm in a Hobie, so I don't give a shit. My boat is legal.
Rules aren't for
So-
Hobies.
Yeah, I don't
So
think
a
I
Viking
don't think
ship
we
with
allow
that big
pedals.
duck masthead,
Yeah.
you could like paddle that thing.
Right?
I mean, if you hated yourself and
I got an
you
RVR,
know,
bro. I paddle everywhere.
Yeah, well, paddling's fine. I mean, there are still guys that can paddle. I mean, depending on the type of year, you can have a
Peasant.
good tournament day fishing on a paddle boat. We're getting into the fall right now, so
Peasant.
you can paddle and you can wreck some fish on the bank in the summertime. Depending on the body of water and what's going on, you might be at a disadvantage because you can't fish offshore. But there are times in the year, that springtime and the fall time, when those fish tend to get up shallow. I mean, you can have good days beating the
Paddling
bank
around.
when the temperatures are right. You still have to understand you're probably gonna have to cut over a lot of water. Where, especially in the fall, you get a guy out there that can get on some offshore fish, and they might be able to catch a limit in one spot, and then from there they're trying to upgrade where you're gonna have to paddle
Every damn inch
3
of that
miles
lake. Yep.
3
Yeah,
miles
yep.
to
Like that.
catch a limit or catch your fish. So it's all a bunch of that's going to be determining on the body of water and the time of year. But when you get into the spring and the fall, those guys that are paddling around or want to get up into the creeks or the rivers, that's when they become a lot more relevant than the dog days of summer, where the fish really aren't up there. And they're going to, usually those guys, the good anglers around here, will catch good fish up shallow, but they might not catch a limit. And so where if they caught a limit of good fish, they'd finish good, but they can't put 5 of those together. It's an early morning bite, and then the rest of your tournament, you're typically fishing midday to early afternoon, and sometimes those fish aren't going to be available.
Dude,
All right.
You're speaking my truth. I fished Lake Folsom was my first tournament ever in a paddle boat. It's a Highland Reservoir, and everybody's out there catching like epic numbers for Folsom, like numbers that have never been seen before. I got a stick, and I got blown all around the lake everywhere because I have a riverboat on a lake.
Yeah.
Now it is you two who just basically. Andy had a Pelican before I got the RVR. Andy's been rocking a Pelican for a long time. And Andy was super stoked on his Pelican and finally stepped it up to the big boys. He got himself a Hobie PA.
Nice.
The first
that's a
day,
hell of an upgrade.
The first day we're paddling out, or I'm paddling out. He comes pedaling by me. He looks at me and he goes, "Peasant," and just paddles off. I was like, I hate you, you motherfucker. Oh, he's like,
I'm about ready to roll up
Yeah.
to the older heads and be like, "Do you have any gray poop on?" And then keep fucking paddling off.
kick.
Hey, Paul, I got an
That's
idea.
the thing. Covering water paddling is a bitch, and if the wind's blowing, it's even if you're fishing the bank,
not
it's
gonna
a
get it
bitch.
done.
That's the biggest difference. So,
All
go
right,
ahead,
Paul.
Alex.
On a lake.
When we finally meet, because now after talking to Chris, we're gonna have that glamour shot, right? So now we've got to turn this into a full festival. Because I think before Jack said he's going to officiate some oil wrestling between us as well, like shrimp sauce, if I remember right. But here's what we do. We have a fishing tournament, but you have to use a Swan paddle boat. So everybody's just in those fucking rentable swan paddle boats out on a lake fishing. And it's a team tournament, so you can have two people on the boat.
That's not. We're gonna have to bring our own swan paddle boats because they aren't readily available around here like they are in California. Because we ain't bitches.
Oh, I'm sure there's some bullshit lake that has a swan paddle boats.
None that I know of. None that I know.
Listen, we're gonna make it happen.
They're all shaped like turtles. It's North Carolina. Right?
They're all shaped like Dukes.
The little brown emoji just floating across the water.
Hey, if somebody wants to pay for me to get my Hobie PA-14 wrapped that looks like a turd, like I will do it. If y'all pay for it and it's nearby, I will wrap my Hobie to look like a turd.
Like with corn in it and everything.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm thinking of is the South Park episodes. Shit, what were the
Mr. Hanky, the Christmas
Mr.
food?
Hanky? Yeah.
No.
What I'm thinking is we wrap my kayak to look like Mr. Hanky.
I love it.
If somebody pays for it, I'll do it.
But it has to say Duke on the side.
I don't
yeah.
give a fuck what it says. That bitch
Oh,
looks
it's got
like
to
a turd
say no.
floating
It's
down the
got to
middle of
say
the lake.
It's got to say Captain Duke on it. That is your new name, Captain Duke.
Dude, you got to change it. Why is my
I'm
name still
working
my
on it.
name? Yeah.
Because you left it
Well,
there.
you put your name in there, Dave.
It
I'm
just
the
automatically
intern
comes
boss,
up
and
like that now.
Yeah.
you can change it, dumbass. If you don't know how to change it, you do not need to be running your own podcast.
Oh, so anyways, Paul.
Hey, did y'all know Humpty Dumpty isn't really an egg?
What?
Now you do. What were you gonna say, Dave?
I don't even know anymore. What the fuck was that? Oh,
Solid, Paul.
Yeah.
That was solid.
Yeah, that was good. Real good. Anyways, Alex, as I look up to your screen, wait, which way are you? That way.
Yep,
Cool.
right there. Yeah.
I need to talk to you about this show, like how to figure all this stuff out, because I still got questions. I'm working on like these.
We're recording
videos.
a podcast. We don't do this in the middle of the
No,
podcast.
I'm not
This
talking
is
about
green
right
room
now.
shit.
Oh
No, this is green room, but don't worry, we'll help you out because funny enough, you're not even on your mic right now.
Yeah, you're on your commuter mic.
Go
I'm
ahead,
on my
tap the mic. Tap your mic.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not even on. He's got it set up like that guy who had the whole mic set up with none of the lights going off.
Yes.
He had it unplugged.
Do you still got me, or am I?
Yeah, whose girlfriend said, "Let me come set it up." Who the fuck was that? And he said, "Yeah, no, I got it." And then not a
Dave
fucking thing
the
worked in
intern.
that studio.
Dave the intern tried to church up his appearance because he's talking about being on a podcast and he failed.
Oh yes.
His mic ain't even working.
No.
That's all right. We'll figure it out. We're there for tech support. Listen,
Is
if
it
any
working
of
now?
you lunatics out there,
No, don't worry about it. I texted
We'll do it
Alex
later.
5 minutes after I got here, after I did my little whole diatribe about being a fat ass and losing weight. I texted Alex and said, "Hey, I'm pretty sure
I
he's
don't
not
think
on
his
his
mic's on.
mic. He's on his computer." And we're
Oh, God.
yeah. It's
There
okay.
we go. See, that's
It's
what
all
I
right.
did
Hey.
earlier, and whatever.
Hey,
Listen,
it's okay. Don't
all
worry
you
about it. Fuck
dirtbags
up our
out there.
podcast, not yours.
Exactly. All you dirtbags out there, if you come to us and you got a good idea for a podcast, me and Paul will help you get that bitch off the ground. We will help you if
Thank
you
you.
need it. Setting up stuff. Hey, your mic works now.
Yes. Yeah.
See,
Oh, look how
all
sound
right. See how much better it is. I
Yeah,
knew it.
I'm sorry.
can't
I'm
wait.
sorry.
Did you
Yeah.
not have
Oh, it
it on?
sounds good.
Dude,
Yeah,
thank
sounds
you.
great.
Yeah, I would hope so. But no,
See,
I
now you
I was-
sound like a podcaster, and you don't sound
Yes.
like Alex and I for the first 75 episodes.
so when I was setting up, I looked like this. I have my glasses off, and so I can't see anything. So I look like this, trying to set everything up ahead of time, and I couldn't read what I was writing. I put the camera on the microphone
We know.
because
We know.
I'm fucking retarded.
Oh, it sounds.
You know?
Look how it sounds so good now. It
Thank
sounds
you.
so
Thank you.
like bassy and yeah, it sounds like just a bunch of podcasters talking to each other. Look at that.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. I mean, before I
Yeah.
just sounded like some kid in his garage screaming at the
100
microphone.
Exactly. That's exactly what you sounded like. That's why I
Yeah.
asked you if you could turn your volume up. And
Oh,
then a few
yeah.
minutes later, I
Yeah.
told Alex, I texted Alex, says, "Hey, he is not on his microphone."
No. But you know what's funny is the blue light is now on, so that means that my microphone is now working. Yeah.
Hey,
you
when
See,
you're
this is- this-
colorblind,
yeah.
when you're colorblind, blue means go.
Yeah,
Can you
dude,
see blue, Paul?
Yeah, I can see blue.
colorblind? Yeah, blue's good. It's the red green. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm red, green, orange, brown, but it's not that I can't see the colors, can't distinguish them together. I've talked about this ton of times on the podcast.
Yep, I
If
know.
So
you
it's like
take
a
a-
red
if
thing.
you
So
take
then
a
it's a red thing.
If you take a
Yeah.
topographic map or Google Earth and you're looking different types of timber will have different shades of colors, and it's hard for me to distinguish those. Or if you're looking at like fall colored leaves, that everybody, oh, this is so beautiful. I'm like, yeah, this looks cool, but it doesn't really tickle my fancy. Like I'm not like, oh, this is.
I know
so
what
good.
does. I know it does tickle your fancy, and
What's
it's
that?
that time of year again, Paul. And I know you've got to be rip roaring excited because fall is here, and you know what that
Boiled
means?
peanuts. Boiled peanuts.
Nope, it means the return of the show Fire Country. I saw a trailer for this stupid fucking
I don't
show, and I was
watch
like,
that
"Oh,
shit.
look,
Fuck
look,
that.
it's
I'm not
Paul's
watching that
porn.
shit.
It's Wildland
No.
Firefighters. They have like a drama show
No.
about it."
I'm not watching that shit. That is no. I'm not watching it. I mean, no.
Did you watch that
No.
Weird Eaters show?
No.
Did you ever watch that Weird Eaters show where they like
No.
I'm addicted
Eaters.
to eating rocks or something something
Oh
wild?
yeah.
No,
What
that's
was
stupid.
that?
Fuck those dumbass motherfuckers. They're
I
worse than flat
swore.
earthers.
I want to
Dude, I
have one
swore
of those
that's-
people on.
Dude, but I swore that was like fake. Like I swore that they're all getting paid. Like, can you imagine being the guy that got paid?
They could be.
X amount to. Yeah, I don't.
I
Think
mean,
it's-
because when we were all kids, we thought Jerry Springer is real, but a lot of those people were
1000.
just paid actors.
Motherfucker,
Yeah,
I knew that shit wasn't real.
well,
I didn't. I was
Oh,
like,
you didn't
man,
watch
why do
wrestling either."
so? Yeah, wrestling's real. Total side note: Amelia, my youngest, just learned about wrestling, and she's like
Earhart?
absolutely obsessed.
is
nope.
she?
Yeah, dude, she loves it. She's getting the names down, and she's like, "Oh, did he do the Razor's eggs?" And I'm like, "She remembered." Yeah, that's awesome.
That's awesome. Are you gonna pull
How
out
do
the old
these guys
VHS?
get so big? Steroids, sweetie. A lot of steroids.
Steroids and oil.
The wrestling is kind of real, like they're getting beat to hell and all, but the
Sure.
outcome of the match is
fake, yeah.
predetermined.
But that's
Which
We know that.
sucks. But Goldberg
no,
made
because
it
nobody
feel real
cares.
back in the late 90s. Goldberg
Sure.
made that shit.
did.
He made it feel real.
I was always a
in the
huge
late
Ultimate
90s.
Warrior fan because that guy was just all over the place.
Snap into a Slim Jim.
I'm taking you to parts
Didn't
unknown, Hogan.
Didn't I make something for you guys with Macho Man in it? I gotta find it. I'll send it out if I haven't already.
It's gotta be.
Macho Man.
Oh my
Everybody wants to be a macho man. YMCA. YMCA.
Why are you trying? We're gonna
So-
get copyright strike. What's up?
No, we're not.
Bitch,
gonna get-
that ain't
no.
nowhere close to being able
No,
to be
we'll get
copyrighted.
You'll get copyright strike from Paul for me in the intro. That's it.
Yeah.
That'll be about what your copy strike right will
It's
be.
like
right
this is AI created.
there.
There ain't
but
no
it's,
way.
but it's not
because-
like Google AI. It's like the cheap AI that you get in the
The
app. you know?
Timu AI. I'm telling
if
you,
we
I'm
saw
cutting-
Dave's glasses from a side view, them bitches are like 2 inches outside of the frames of his glasses.
already covered it. We already covered that. Maybe you were on the show on time.
Yeah. Well, sometimes
I was talking to my daddy.
I know.
both times that I've been on the show, Paul, except for the year-end kegger, Paul was late, like late, and then tried to throw a whole wrench in the show the moment he showed
At
up, and we all
least
got
I fucking
derailed.
show up.
Yep.
Alex is going to be late for shows and never shows up.
Anyways, all right.
Pretty
Let's get this
sure.
back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, I was gone for 2 weeks. You're right. I was gone. I had to go on vacation. What do you want me to do, Paul?
I go on vacation, I record, so I don't know what the fuck. You know?
That's your fault. You also
Show
do
up,
like 3
bitch.
podcasts a week for some reason. The third one is one that nobody even listens to. He just talks to himself onto the mic, not plugged in for like 2 hours.
You know what?
Talks about, with my sourdough starter. That's the loaf.
Look,
This
That's
is
the-
Captain
that's the
Duke
loaf.
Duke from the Loaf.
Yeah. Hey, look,
Pinch
Captain
one
Duke,
for
Duke
me.
talking about loaves. I'll tell you what. Hey, if you want your wife to
Oh.
be enamored with you and give you the best sex you've ever had, give her my cell phone number and I'll teach her some tricks and tips with sourdough, and it will turn your world upside down, buddy.
Nobody wants Paul talking to their wife about yeast ever.
Yeah, no,
that is just
Paul,
not gonna happen.
You had my number for a week and there was poop on my screen, bro. Like
Yeah.
I literally just got a shot of somebody's toilet bowl. I was like, okay.
Well, at least it wasn't mine.
Wait.
Yeah, no,
wait, whose was it? You just Google Duke?
Dude, if you Google turd in the toilet, you're gonna get some of the greatest images you could ever send your best friends.
Did you see the one with the nurse where she's like carrying it would look like a baby?
No, that's fucking gross. I don't want to see nobody carrying no
Dude.
Duke. Dukes belong in the toilet
All
or
right.
on the ground, not in the arms.
Hey, I know we gave out a lot of really good tips last week, and this is kind of a fun episode. This isn't obviously super fishing centric, but Paul just
because
dropped.
Everybody here tonight sucks at fishing.
Yeah, no shit, right? But Paul did just give everybody an amazing tip, and go Google turd in the toilet. Look at images. There are so many gold turd photos. Yeah. Hey,
did
so
you Google
with
it
fall
right
coming
now?
up,
Is that what happened?
I did. Yeah, I just Googled it. Hey, so with fall happening, and I know you're always learning, Dave. What's your goal for fall fishing? What are you looking to do this fall?
Big baits.
Big
I'm
baits.
looking to start
swim
throwing,
baits.
some big swim baits, some big wake baits.
You are in California. I'm surprised it took you this long.
Well,
He
okay.
had to get off the bank so he didn't lose all his shit
That's true.
10
Yep.
feet from him and
That's
couldn't go
true.
get it. Now he at least go try to get it.
Yeah, literally that's what I do. I could go get all my lures now. I'm so excited. I'm getting lures that I lost last year. I'm super happy. But no, I kind of waited on the big
I
baits.
need scuba gear for that. My shit's not in the trees. The knot snapped and it sunk.
So yeah, well, that's yeah, okay. But anyways, I've debated, or I held off on big baits for a very long time. I ended up going out with this guy Michael. He does the sack pig. He does those wake rats and stuff. And
Yep.
rat fishing is. I really like frog spinnerbait and flipping something, whether it's a Texas rig or a jig, depending on the water I'm in. But wake baits is big, oversized wake baits.
Yeah.
That's a bite that I don't even understand it. Like I'm still trying to figure it out. I threw it a couple times and I'm hooked. Like, so I'm starting to get in that big bait world finally, but
Yeah.
I kind of held off on it because I like fishing, just fishing. I like fishing in general. And I'm too obsessive to like not dive in, extremely deep the moment I get something new, like big baits. So
I'm gonna tell you what, I bought all those goddamn swim baits after Scales and Tails episode. Still have yet to get a bite on them, but I don't think it's the bait's fault. I think it's my fault. But
are you throwing them or are they just you bought them? Okay, so they're actually touching water. Oh, okay.
Yeah. No. Like last time I went fishing. Now it has been a hot minute. I did not fish in August at all. Things were just too busy, right? But I fished plenty. Oh no. Well, yeah, I didn't freshwater fish in August, I should say. But in July, I brought 4 rods with 4 different swim baits, and then a wacky rig and a crappie rod. Because I always take a crappie rod. And as Paul always says, that's what happened. I fished swim baits for 2 hours and then put my feet up and put a crappie rod in and slayed like 40 crappie instead. So, but yeah.
At least you gotta eat. At least you gotta eat. Do you actually eat the crappie that you catch, or you just catch them and throw them back for fun?
No, I don't, because it's like it's the title part, and it's like in a housing development. And I've seen these assholes like do chemicals all up in their yard and shit, and that shit just runs off into the water. So
pee in the
I have been
pumps.
eating good though. I haven't taken pictures or done social media or video because I don't really want to with this group of people that I'm with. But we have been slaying saltwater fish all summer. I have a
awesome.
pretty stocked freezer right now, full of blowfish and flounder. So we've been putting work in.
Wait, like the blowfish, like the
not the poisonous one.
Oh,
yep,
okay.
Yep. But but exactly. They puff up. You cut them. It tastes like a chicken tender. They are amazing.
Dude,
we had some like 2 nights ago.
when you poke them, do they like a balloon, or do they like?
No, when you like when you go to like when you kill them.
Yeah.
No, I mean you can. It's really tough. Usually they'll deflate before you can get the knife point in because their skin's really. But as a juvenile man child that I am, you'll catch them and they'll puff up, right, and then you unhook them and you throw them like in a bucket, and all of a sudden you'll hear. Because they sound like they're farting when they let the air out. So you'll have buckets of farts all around the boat. It's pretty awesome. But
so the air actually comes back out of their mouths. That's
no,
that's cool. Yeah. See, I never caught one. I seen one in the zoo. You know what I'm saying?
They are. It's not fun fish. I mean, it's fun. No, I take it back. It's not fun fishing. It's just like it's super easy to catch. They don't really fight. But if you're looking to fill a freezer full of delicious, nutritious fish that tastes exactly like chicken, you can go out and you can catch like 5 buckets worth of blowfish in about an hour, and then head home.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And then you freeze your stack for a while. It's good to go. See,
it is.
When we were in SoCal, we used to do like the flat fish, like the halibut or the small amount of salmon,
Pacific
depending on
halibut. Yep.
Yeah, a lot of saltwater striper, bonita, things like that. Like you could get a hold of most of that stuff out there off the barges and stuff. Man. And my family would bring it home. We'd eat it. It's cool. Yeah,
it's fantastic. I love it. We've been catching all kinds of shit. It's been awesome.
Are you throwing live baits? Or are you throwing
It's a mix.
Plastic?
It depends.
Okay.
It depends on what we're fishing for. So like if we're fishing for fluke or flounder, that's with a bucktail jig with gulp on the end of it, right? And then sometimes we'll tip that with a little baby minnow also, but normally it's just a bucktail. But if we're going for blowfish, I have a secret bait. I'm not going to release it on the podcast. I'll say it in the green room.
Yes.
It's pretty amazing. And then if we're going for like triggerfish and tautog and stuff like that, we'll use fiddler crabs. It's like this gnarly fucking jig, right? Like real thick. It's like 2.5 ounce jig. And you just put this fucking crab on it and you flick this thing at the pilings of a bridge, and it's built right to where once it hits it, it's just going to slide down the actual bridge piling. And you just run that shit 100 foot deep, and something will pick it up on the way. And if it doesn't, and you start running out of line, you just reel in, and you just do that over and over, and you'll pick up all kinds of fish.
Dude, that's awesome. It's like monster flipping or something, you know. But tautog, dude. Hey, Paul, if you ever need new teeth, tautog, baby, all day.
They got that good teeth.
I thought the what the hell is it? The ones that you catch around docks that
sheephead.
Yeah, sheepshead have people looking teeth.
They got
tautog.
So they have people looking teeth, sheep's head, right? Yep. But tautog have like West Virginia people looking teeth. Like sheep's head have teeth like Dave. Tautog have teeth like Tyler Ward.
Wow.
I'm just joking, Tyler.
Wow.
I love you.
Brooks.
They got fucked up.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll be right back. I got to tinkle and get a good charger.
Oh, I was just going to show him a picture of these tautog. Yeah. So I've been doing I've actually saltwater fished more this summer than I have freshwater fish. And it's been half and half out of a kayak and the other half out of a friend's like skiff boat. So it's been a good summer for that. Not a lot of bass fishing, but like we were talking about in the green room, school has started here in the great state of New Jersey. My kids are back in school. My Fridays are free again. I'm excited. I'm going out tomorrow. I did rig up today. Sorry, work. That was an hour that you paid me. But I was just rigging up stuff. But I'm taking 4 swim baits, a crappie rod, and a wacky rig.
Time for some shower beers again, or what? Is it
we're going to do another shower beers episode. Yeah. I got all the cameras charged up, so I'm good to go. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a hot minute. I'm ready to go back to shower beers. Honestly, as a whole, like this summer, obviously we did the podcast and we experimented with some different guests, and I think they've all been great. Paul thinks they've all been great. They might not have been the normal guests we have on this show. I don't give a shit. I think they were great, but we are going to be moving to more fishing centric as we hit the fall. And we talked about it a lot. We're also going to ramp up our content creation too as we move into the fall. So we got more short form videos coming, More of those AI videos that don't take a lot of effort. I've got shower beers. Paul's is gonna have, I don't know, fucking sitting with fat ass or whatever the fuck he's gonna do.
Loafing.
Oh my god, loafing with Captain Duke.
No, dude, you guys should swap for one post. Have Paul actually do some fishing or some fun fishing, like shower beers, and then have you cook something. I think it'd be funny.
It'd be really funny. That'd be fun. Well, actually, like I can cook, so I think that would be good. Because I can. Everybody thinks Paul's the only one that can cook. I can cook. It's like I'm the main person that cooks in my house. Like,
why don't you start posting more stuff about you cooking?
Well, that's what Dave just said. He said that we should do a switch, and you should do the Fish Wizard videos, and I'll do cooking videos.
Yeah, if I had to do Bass and Brews, if I had to do
Marketing?
Bass and Brews content, Bass and Brews would fucking die.
That's what I'm here for. Yeah, no, because he would do the Fish Wizard, but he would do Duke, Captain Duke.
Look, I tried to do
the Gray.
Hey, I tried to do not the last tournament, but a tournament or two ago. I tried to do a Fish Wizard.
Yeah, they're tough.
Still too fat to lean over to get a good release.
Yeah,
and I was scared I was going to tip over. So
that's the journey.
Let me lose 20 to 30 more pounds, so that I can reach over. Because when I first started kite fishing, I was probably 225, 230. Let me get to that point again, so that I can reach over and do a good release. Because right now I can't. I'm scared I would tip over like a weeble wobble. Except I would never wobble back. I would just weeble over. And then
wait, you're worried in the Boston Whaler of kayaks?
I was going to say in a PA.
Hobie.
Dude, it is so funny you said the Boston Whaler of kayaks because, your Boston Whalers are the unsinkable inshore boat. That's what people know them for.
Yeah, they do sink though, everybody. Just so you know, 20 years of Coast Guard experience has taught me that they do fucking sink. But yes, they are probably the most unsinkable out of all the boats out there.
Hey, Alex,
and the Hobies,
is your license plate have like CG?
No, I don't have a retired license plate.
Okay. I will say this is really kind of weird and crazy.
Coast Guard?
The last week I have seen in my little area at least 3 people with Coast Guard license plates, North Carolina Coast Guard license plates.
Yeah, it's transfer season. It's transfer season, dog. People are moving in and out of the state. It could be new folks. It could be folks leaving. I don't have one of those.
I want to toot the horn at them and be like, I know a retired Coast Guard.
Do you know a guy named Alex?
He's really short.
You ruined it. You could have told him he's talking all this shit about the Coast Guard. Now they're on to him, dude. They're following him around and shit.
Right. No, I don't have any. The only thing dorky I have is I do have like a trucker hat that's really tall. Like it's like giant.
Old foamy? Is it like an old foamy?
Yeah, dude. It's an old foamy, and it says like U.S. Coast Guard retired with the seal. And Amanda got it for me strictly as a fucking joke because sometimes she'll have
tomorrow. Wear it tomorrow on the Patreon.
I'll try to grab it. Because what I do is she has some work meetings at an American Legion. So I said, hey, let's spend some time together. And I joined up for that American Legion. So what happens is she goes in for her 2-hour meeting. I sit at the bar with my stupid, dorky fucking Coast Guard hat and get as drunk as possible in 2 hours. And then she has to DD me home. It's like a new game. She hates it. I love it.
Hey, she suggested it, so she can't be
She
mad.
did.
Yeah,
exactly.
Hey, Dave, you talk about big swim baits.
Yeah.
You mentioned one guy
Sack
about
pig.
that. Who's going to be your tutors for this? Do you have some folks you're going to go fishing with that are going to help learn you on this? And who are they?
Okay, so Michael from Sack Pig, he's basically my go-to when it comes to these rats. He's the one that makes them too.
Say it again. Sack bait.
Sack Pig.
SACPIG.
Okay.
Yep.
Sack pig. You gotta
awesome.
elongate that A a little bit more. Ooh.
Sack Pig. Yeah, this is one of the rodents. This is the Traveler. It's a small one. He gets these double body joints, and he puts these shakers in. So we take the tail out.
Or small lobes?
Jeez. I don't know. Kind of middle of the road, I guess. She's worried right now. She's working on like keeping the dough rising. Because sometimes it gets
That's right,
flat.
because a limp dough.
Are we
is a
back on
trash
loaf?
dough.
Are we on loaf talk still?
Dude, we're just talking. Yeah.
Like if
so,
your loaves don't rise, you're never
Yeah.
gonna get. You're not gonna be excited about that.
so
All right,
Michael's
hold
gonna
on. I'm
show
steering it
me.
back. Yeah.
Michael's gonna show me the tutorial on wake rats and stuff like that. I got a buddy Garrett. He's got a ton of big swim baits. He has a lot of those toxic baits and stuff.
What the fuck's going on
Yeah.
right now?
What
His
happened?
internet's going out.
Is it mine?
Did you? Yeah.
Hang on.
Hey, Alex.
My internet's
I
good.
can't
Have
wait
you-
for him to start podcasting.
Go ahead. Yeah, you're popping. It sounds like somebody chewing bubble gum in your ear.
Yeah. Hang on.
Hey, while you fix your shit, Alex,
Yeah.
have you ever thought about getting a vasectomy?
Yeah.
Me too, but
Yeah.
I'm so fucking scared. It ain't gonna happen. I can't do it.
Fun fact, I've been told I'm supposed to wear glasses since I was like 19. And I don't think I look very good with glasses. So they were like, hey, why don't you just do contacts? And I tried to do them once. And I don't even like putting contacts in my eye. And I'm definitely scared of somebody around my nether regions with a fucking hot poker, basically. So it'd be cool. But yeah.
Look, the reason I still have my wisdom teeth is because I'm scared.
You still have your wisdom teeth. I thought you get them taken out when you're like, well, I guess I got mine taken out later in life. But
Yeah,
You're
I got
40
pretty
you're
teeth. They haven't
42?
fucked my teeth up, but they're good. I'm
Oh.
43, I think. December 20th, 1981.
yeah, that's 43.
Okay.
Um,
God, Lee, I'm going to be 44 this year.
You
Hey,
old
we have
motherfucker.
got to plan a 45th birthday if we're still doing this stupid podcast next year.
we are.
We
For you
have
wanna
got
plan
to
your own
plan
birthday
a
party?
45th birthday party. It's going to be like a live on drugs.
Okay.
Good drugs.
So
like
end of the year
ibuprofen and
kegger.
Tylenol.
So yeah, it's just old man drugs.
Everybody takes their nightly ibuprofen. Everybody
It's gotta
puts
be
in their Snorex mouthpiece.
Dude, it's got to be, we got to figure out if we were to do it live, those like salad videos. So everybody puts in their vitamins into a bowl and then everybody goes in and grabs what they want.
Instead of candy, everybody's
Yep.
pouring their pills for the night.
Hey, Dave, try to back out and come back in.
Yeah, you're froze up now.
He's frozen the best way possible.
I know. Look,
I
if
gotta-
you ever met a friend of yours that wasn't allowed near elementary school, Dave's picture right now is that friend.
I might use that as the actual thumbnail for this one. While we're talking about swim baits, though, Scales and Tails just put out a video, and it's this like topwater frog, right? But it's not hollow body. It kind of floats like a rat, but as you move it, it's actually got this little device where it has legs, and the legs are actually pulsing in and out like a fucking frog. It was fucking cool as shit.
Did he post it or did somebody else post it? They posted like a very intimate type frog post.
Oh, I don't think he did.
Okay. Yeah, because
What
those
do you mean
frogs
intimate?
so you got your hollow body frogs that have the feathers,
The
but like
strands.
tentacles and
Yep.
shit at the end. And then you have the Zoom frogs that have two little teeny paddle tail legs at the end.
Yeah,
But
the
that's
sprinklers or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but now you're starting to see the people that have the actual frog legs.
articulating
that when you pull it-
articulating frog legs. Yeah,
Yeah, they act like
it's cool.
a frog. And so what I saw, I can't remember who posted it, obviously, but they had it in a very suggestive,
Oh,
like little thing. I wish I would have saved that. I didn't save it. But
hey,
yeah,
Paul,
it was
with
pretty
your
fun.
frogs, what do you do with the legs on them? Do you trim them
So,
real short? Do you do do you make them the same size? Do you do uneven?
When I fish a frog, I'll cut the little tassels. I cut the
Yep.
tassels down, and for me and around here, about the only time I fish a frog is in the spring. There's
Okay.
a couple. There's one, Jordan Lake around here is one where I fished a lot of frog this past year.
Yeah.
I'll cut the tassels down just because I think they might get in the way of the hook. But
Mhm.
I also during the time of this, I was fishing with like a medium heavy rod, so I wasn't, it was tough. I lost a lot of good
Yeah.
fish this year because I didn't have the right gear. but I will cut those down. I don't necessarily think it matters. I feel like
I don't think it matters at all. Yeah.
Having fished the frog this year and been with other guys who fish, a similar or the same frog or something like that, I feel like the gear is what matters. Having that extra heavy
100%.
rod,
Yes,
to be able to get
sink
them out.
those hooks.
Yeah, sink the hooks. Once they get those hooks, if you're in lily pads or in early spring, you're in grass, being able to keep them pinned up and reel them out. I feel like that was the biggest thing versus the frogs, unless you got a foul hook frog or something happens like that. I did start bending the hooks out just a hair on mine.
Bit, yep.
But again, that was all because when I was catching fish on those frogs, I didn't have the right gear. So we'll see. Next spring, I'll have a better idea on what I want to do with it. But that frog fishing this year is the first time I've done it and really got into it and thrown it like all day or half the day. It's like there was never a blow up where I was, but man, they would just come suck it in.
It's so cool.
And
it's one of the most unique bites. I can see how it's super super addicting because it's such like a primal. I don't know. It's a unique bite. You know what I mean? People talk about like usually some of these different like the jig bites. Very like it's just one of those things. Like there's nothing like a frog bite. A frog bite is something really fucking cool.
Yeah, I typically throw a lot of spooks, a lot of walking baits. And it seems like when fish hit those, they nail it, right? It's that quintessential top water, just big bite top water.
Yeah.
With that frog, every time I fish a frog, and it's probably because it's slowed down, it's a little bit smaller profile too. I feel like they suck it in more, so it's a very subtle bite. And for the big fish I caught this year, it was the smaller the bite was, the bigger the fish it was. And so it's just interesting because with a spook, you catch them and you reel them in and it's a pull. But when they hit that damn frog and you got that 50-pound braid on there and you set the hook and you get the as Blaine said,
song of our people.
The song of our people, baby. When you set that hook and you hear the zzz, the dolphin, that right nice. There, I'll tell you what, that shit I love a spook. I only threw that shit for years and years here recently, and there was nothing like catching a fish and hearing that fucking braid sing, or it being caught up in a bunch of damn shit and grass.
Yes.
And being able to
and you're
reel them out.
winching that bitch out. Yep.
Yeah, dude.
There's
that. It got me
Hey,
excited,
Dave,
man.
can you hear us? I think he's still having trouble.
His
Dave.
Internet's fucked up.
Dave.
Yeah.
Oof.
What the hell happened? We never have this happen in the middle of a podcast where somebody's shit eats the shit. Dave, we're running out of shit to talk about over here.
No, we're not.
Welcome to Bass and Brews, your weekly distraction from quality podcast content.
He got kicked out again. I don't know what's going on with him. So with the frog, the tassels, I cut them bitches this year all the way down. They're just fucking nubs. Yeah, because the pickerel kept
why did you do that? Was that something you saw on YouTube, or did you just? What was the deal with that? Why'd you cut them down?
That's so weird. Hold on real quick. So I cut them down. So the pickerel they were short striking it, and their teeth were getting wrapped up in that fucking, the legs, right? The quote unquote legs. They're getting wrapped up in that shit, and it was like destroying the whole frog, basically, because they would start yanking and somehow pull the whole rubber body off of that little carriage that holds everything together. And I was using like good frogs, that 6 Sense Vega, the Spro one. Like I was using good frogs, and these things were just decimating them. So I went to just cutting it to just these two little nubs. It's got two little Alex legs on the back of it, and it was fucking awesome. It has worked so well.
Dude, how did the jackfish that you catch, did they fuck the frog up a lot?
He said his computer is smoking.
Oh my God. Did he drop a White Claw surge on it? See, he should go to a Mac. Hey, quick plug. This is not paid for, but Apple Macs, my Mac Air book, it can take half of a 16-ounce White Claw surge to the dome and still work.
Dude,
hey, so do
he said that he said his computer's smoking.
Tell him to get on his phone. Text him, tell him to get on his phone.
No, he's got to go. I just said, no worries, man. I'll text later.
It's a good thing this shit happened on our podcast and not his first episode.
Well,
hey,
but
tell
anyway,
me
so I
about
cut
catching the jackfish, aka pickerel. Did they fuck the frog up? Does it start getting waterlogged after you catch a couple of them, or
but actually, I find it better. So after I catch like 2, I'll usually cut that frog off and save it. Because what I found is once it gets waterlogged a little bit, it's going to ride a little bit lower. And for me, I don't know. And the way I fish, I find that works better for bass. So I'll usually switch to a new frog, and then I save those kind of lightly toothed up ones. I save those for when I know there's bass in there, not pickerel.
All right. Do you use a walking frog or a popping frog?
It depends. Normally it's a walking frog. And I'll just, if I need to pop it, like, when you move between like 2 sections of pads, right? You want to kind of like make that commotion in that open area. Like if I'm using a walking one, I'll just aggressively kind of swipe at it to like almost make like a fake chug. Sometimes I'll use a popping one. Very rarely though. It's mostly just a walking. It's normal frog fishing. I'm not blowing anybody's minds here. Hopefully, like you want to skirt around ambush points. And then when you hit open water, I like to like run it through and chug it through there. And then sometimes I'll slowly walk it through.
See, mostly what I use are a walking frog.
Yeah.
I just like, I feel like I can work it a lot faster than a popping frog.
100%.
So that's what I use. That's what I like. Because I like that walking bait thing. Goes back to me throwing spooks.
I am a little upset. I missed all of August fishing. August is like prime for me. August, I usually catch a lot of fish with a frog. And I didn't get to do it at all. It'll still be kind of active, but it's cold as shit. Not cold as shit, but we're getting like legit fall here. Yeah, fall is, I thought we were going to have a false fall, and I don't think so. I think fall is like we're going to have a proper fall.
Your PB was what, 5.5 pounds, 6 pounds?
No, it was 6 pounds, 15 ounces, just 1 ounce
so
shy of 7 pounds.
When did you catch that? Was that a spring?
April 27th. It was my birthday in the spring. It was right during pre-spawn.
But see, y'all are about to be into the striper run. So I would assume you're going to be doing more striper fishing.
Yeah, with how the fishing's been going this summer, I've got some cool ideas for videos too. Like again, the people I've been going out on the boat with, they have what's called a creek house. So they just have this tiny little kind of piece of shit shack. And it's just there for their boat, basically. So they've given me access to that to be able to launch the kayak, and you can get right into good breeding grounds for the stripers right there.
So these stripers are coming up the rivers, the mouth of rivers, or inlets.
Yep.
So that's where fishing.
All of that.
So it's kind of like a fish camp. It sounds to me, it's like
a fish camp.
A fish camp for what you see like in Louisiana. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's like it's got a bathroom. There's no air conditioning. It has a cot on the ground, and then it has a dock. But what's nice about this specific one is at one point, the guy who they bought it from was a kayaker. So it has that big rolling system because to get from the house, it kind of drops down to the water. So it has a rolling system where you can roll the kayak on and off. So like that's actually where my kayak's at now. I don't even have it at home. I have it at the creek house.
Are you going to keep the stripers that you catch and eat, or are they catch and release?
If they fit the slot, I'm going to take my limits this year of them. Yeah.
What do you do? How do you cook those?
Just I cook them with butter and dill.
So you bake them or you pan?
No, I don't ever pan fry. So they're either baked or they're done on the grill.
Have you
like on a cedar plank?
Ooh, cedar plank sounds.
Yep.
Have you ever hadn't ever deep fried them, cut them into
no.
I've
had them. No, like I've never done it myself.
Like that.
No, but you can go to places around here and get like striper balls where they're just like, fish nuggets.
Yeah. I need to send you a recipe because I think your girls would probably love some deep fried striper.
They would, but I don't. All right. I'm not from the South.
But you don't
obviously
have to be from the South to fucking fry stuff.
No, I've never fucking fried anything in my life on my own because it's scary to have all that oil right there. I'm worried that something's going to happen. It flashes up. I'm burned. My whole house is burned down. I look like that one dude from The Mask. Like, I'm not doing it.
Look, I will tell you this. If you're scared of catching shit on fire, deep frying something, okay? There's two things. You got flour in the house. And I'm assuming you got baking soda.
Yeah.
Those are the only two things you need.
Right, to smother it out.
Yeah, but I highly suggest don't do flour because flour can be combustible. But if you got baking soda, keep some baking soda nearby. The shit ain't gonna, it's not gonna, you're not deep frying a frozen turkey where you have the volcanic.
Yeah, what do you do with the oil afterwards?
Well, so because I do fry, obviously more than you, I strain it. I'll strain it out, and
put it
then
like in a mason jar and keep it.
Yeah, actually, I put it in a mason jar, but I strain it out. I have some sieves, handheld sieves, and I pour it through there, and I put paper towels on there so it catches all the stuff, so it keeps it from being brown. And then depending on what I'm doing, if I'm doing a wet batter, you can save a lot more oil on a wet batter because what messes your oil up the most are your seasonings and the flour. That's what burns. Okay. That's what gives it that dark color and gives it that burnt taste. If I'm doing something where I'm doing a bunch of dry flour, I'll usually about 2 times because I like to double fry stuff. Now, fish, you don't necessarily have to double fry because it cooks pretty quick. But when I cook the Chinese the videos I make with Chinese food and stuff on there, or if I cook chicken wings, I double fry it. So it's sometimes that oil because you have to bump it up 375, 400.
So what do you do with it though? You either save it, but you can't just like throw it down your drain, right?
No,
you gotta.
No. That's a good way to pay a plumber a lot of money to come down there and have to fix your shit. No, the old oil. So when I get old oil that's done, and usually it's not a lot. If I have a lot, like if I deep fry a bunch of turkeys for Thanksgiving and Christmas, I take out that oil goes into 2 gallons, 3 gallons. I take it to a dump. But if you're just frying small batches, I put it in a can, tomato can, soup can, whatever, and I put it in the freezer. And then the morning that the trash is going to be picked up, I put it
so
in
it'll
a grocery
melt out
bag.
when it's not in your shit.
Well, yeah. So if you freeze it and then put it in a grocery bag and tie it up tight,
all right.
And then that morning I'll put it in there and it stays pretty firm, and so you don't.
So we don't have plastic grocery bags in New Jersey, so I'll have to figure out something else.
Well, you don't have to put it in a grocery bag. Just set it on the top of your trash can.
So Spill so over. It's prep. Yeah. I might try that.
Yeah, but you don't have to be scared of frying.
I don't like frying. It scares me.
For good reason, people make frying seem very scary. Just like with people cooking with pressure cookers, they make it scary because shit happens. But if you take the precautions and you don't overfill it or some bullshit like that, you're fine. But just turn the burner off, move the pot over. It'll go out on its own. And if it falls on the floor, baking soda.
Just run.
Call the
get a new house. No, you get a new house. You just burn it down right there. Also, the second part I'm scared of it is that I'll find out that it's really easy, and then I'm going to eat way too much fried shit. So
that is the scary part. Look, I have my daughter loves smoked wings. Here recently, I started smoking them, and then I flash fry them after I smoke them. So they're
you're never gonna hit that journey.
No, it's chicken. It's chicken, bro.
I know.
It's chicken.
But also, you're not cooking it all the way. As we saw last week, you're not cooking the meat all the way because you were trying to poison
her. Never. Look, if y'all want to, people ask me all the time about smoking meat, cooking meat, grilling meat, blah blah blah. The number one thing I tell people is get a good thermometer.
Yeah, I gotta get one of those.
Shit.
Yeah,
because you don't want undercooked meat. One, it tastes like shit, and two, you don't want to have the oops and poops for the next 24 hours.
The Dukes, bro.
The Dukes. But the problem with undercooked meat is you're gonna get the Dukes and the oop oops.
Yeah.
You're gonna be throwing up in your foot pan while you're shitting on the toilet at the same time. You don't want that.
I will say, after I got myself sick that time, like 2-3 years ago, I was not scared, but I was cautious about cooking chicken on the grill again, right? Because you can cook chicken on the grill, and it's going to end up dry as fuck if you you know what I mean? Like if you're being ultra careful, right? Mm-hmm. But I have perfected this summer wings on the grill and what we call smashed chicken, where I use a Jim Beam bottle in a plastic. I put the chicken breast in a plastic bag with a little bit of olive oil so it doesn't rip the bag, and I beat the shit out of that chicken until it's super flat, and then I let it marinate in some bullshit for like 4 hours, throw it on the grill, and it has become like a family favorite. We've got like a rotation of like 6 different marinades we use for like a different, like the teriyaki one is fucking on point. It is on par with like chicken teriyaki you'd get at restaurants. It's fucking chicken, it's teriyaki sauce. It's great. And then you cut it all like kind of sideways, cool fucking style. And then you drop some sesame on the top of it, little sesame seeds. Oh, dude, it's so fucking good. We had that like 2 nights ago, but I perfected
get you a good instant read thermometer.
Yeah.
That's gonna change your grilling, because steaks or anything like that, or whatever piece of meat you're cooking, will get you better off.
We did pork chops last 2 weeks ago. I've never had grilled pork chops. Highly recommend. We use like a dry rub, some fucking Kinder bullshit I bought at the grocery store on a fucking grill, not smoked or anything, just straight up like propane grill. Fucking amazing. Way better than in the pan or in the oven. It was so fucking good.
I need to send you some of my rub. You're cooking like that, because my rub will change your life.
I don't want to touch it, rub. All right, everybody.
I think
Dave's gone. His computer's on fire. Other than that, it was a fun episode. I'm gonna call him here in a minute, but hopefully you guys had a good one. Go check out Dave, I guess, wherever his shit is. See, this is what happens when you bring the intern in. So these interns think, hey, if these 2 assholes can do it, anybody can do it. But you know what? Our computers have never caught fire. Ever.
Nope.
All right, make sure to check out patreon.com/Bass and Brews. That's my last plug. Later, dirtbags.
Later. Hey.